Hello everybody, it's Anne from Anne's Stampin' Up. Welcome to another card making day. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Simcoe, Ontario. If you live in Canada and you don't have your own demonstrator, you can shop with me. You can reach me at stampsandtea@gmail.com, or my demonstrator website is stampsandtea.stampinup.net. So we're going to make a couple of cards today using a new stamp set from the January to April mini catalogue. The stamp set is called Playing in the Rain. It actually comes as a suite, and coming as a suite, it just means you enter one number on your order form for all the supplies that match here, and that would be the stamps, the dies, the embossing folder, the embellishment daisies, and the DSP, Designer Series paper. So for $118 you get everything here that you see on these two pages, and it's a great deal, and it's just a quick way of ordering everything you need without having to put in 4 or 5 separate order numbers, item numbers. The other good thing is it's $118, which is a good deal, believe me. And if you were to spend another $2, let's say you bought some dimensionals, for about $5, you've spent over $120. That means you could pick either one item from the Celebration catalogue, which is a $120 item, or you could pick 2 of the $60 items, free with a $60 order. This beautiful DSP here. Stamp sets, there's a lovely stamp set there, sending support, we've used that. More DSP, stamp sets, DSP, lots of good options to use your celebration bonus, because these items are free when you spend either $60 or $120. So let me just show you this package of DSP. DSP just stands for Designer Series paper. Okay, you get 12 sheets, I think it is. 12 sheets, and of course they're all two-sided, so really you're getting 24 designs of the paper. You've got some umbrellas with flowers on the back. You've got some different turtles and foxes, rabbits, and that has stripes on the back. You've got this beautiful sheet here that would make a gorgeous scrapbook page, which is all the flowers and the clouds. You could put beautiful pictures on there. It has squares on the back. You got some raindrops with multicolors on the back. You've got another sheet with little animals. You got piggies, turtles, foxes, and it has raindrops on the back. And you've got beautiful sort of a grey and blue stormy page, I would call it. Stormy page, looks like a rainstorm with pink flowers on the back. And then you've got this sheet that we are going to use with the umbrellas and the flowers on the back. So we're going to make this card, and we're going to make it this the same card, but we're going to finish it 2 different ways. Okay, so first of all, I got to do a little bit of cutting. Now I have done a lot of my punching and cutting out already. So this piece here I'm going to cut at 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to cut off a strip 4 inches. Now this paper has no direction to it. The umbrellas go up, the umbrellas go down. You could use it this way, you can use it that way. The same for the flowers on the back. The only time you would need to be careful is if, let's say, you are using this paper, all your animals go the same way, so you'd have to be careful how you cut it. The same for the stripes on the back. You've got to be careful if you want your stripes to go this way or this way. So that's just a word of caution. So first of all, as I say, I'm going to cut this piece into a 4 inch. I'm going to cut off a 4 inch strip. There, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 5 1/4. 1, 2. Now these two pieces of paper I'm going to put face to face like that and put them down for a minute. Face to face like this. Because what's going to happen, I'm going to cut them on the diagonal, right on the diagonal, very carefully. Now always when you're cutting on the diagonal, when you have a point which is going to sit in the crease of your paper, you have to start with your blade over your paper so that when you come down you can cut right onto the corner without ripping the paper. You see, if I was to go start here and just push up, the point of my blade would hit the point of the corner of the paper. So I'm just going to lift that up and lift my blade. All I did was I lifted my blade over the point of my paper. And then I'm going to cut it. Ooh, and it worked. So it goes like that. Now what I'm going to do now, I've got 4 pieces of paper. I'm going to take the top piece from the top layer and set it here, and the bottom piece from the bottom layer and set it here. Now what that gives me is the card is cut to make 2 different card fronts. Okay, so there, that's the first part. So we'll put that there and that there. The next part is a little more tricky. You're going to want to cut this card on the diagonal, but we're going to score it first. So we're going to score it right down the middle and right across the middle. So on the 8.5 edge, we're going to line it up at 4 1/4 and score it right up the middle of the paper. We're going to turn it, and on the 11-inch edge, we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Now this is still a whole sheet of cardstock, 8.5 by 11. So your score lines are 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. Now comes the tricky part. We're going to take the scoring blade out, and to do that I'm just going to put my finger, just spread, give this block this bar a little push and take that blade out, because I need as much room as I can get on my score. If you've got a 16-inch paper cutter, you can do this no problem. So I have a score line here and a score line here, and I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in my cutter. Now as you can see, it's over the edge. Well, sorry, just a minute. What you can see is it is too long for the paper cutter. Okay, it comes over the edge at the bottom and it's over the edge at the top as well. So I'm going to line it up first of all in with the points of my paper in the creases, in the paper crease on the cutting board. I want the point to be right in there. Okay, and again because I'm cutting on a point or into a point, I'm going to move my blade up just a little bit. Put my cutter down, hold it down firmly and cut. Hope that got right the way through, and I'm going to cut up to the top. I'm going to move my cutter down so you can see where I'm cutting. See, I'm going to cut right up into there if I can. Now when you get to here, because you've got a little lip on your cutter, you've got to really press hard. And I'm going to cut it a couple of times, and I'm going to lift this, and I'm going to look and see that I've got a cut all the way through, and I don't. I can see that I don't. And the place I don't have the cut is where the paper lifts up. It sort of bends up onto, no, still don't. It bends up onto this. Now what I could do is I could try and be very brave and move this down. I don't know if I want to do that, but we've done it now. cut it down there, and pick this up and move it up, bring my blade down, there. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of cardstock cut, and I had to overlap the cardstock on these edges of my cutter. Alright, so I have 2 pieces of card, so let's use this piece first. We're gonna find a bone folder here because I want nice creases. The reason you score it first is because it's easier now to fold. How am I doing this? I'm going this way and line up my card. Give that a good crease that way. Turn it, fold this. Give it a good crease that way. Okay. So we're going to do the same again. I'm going to bring this over and this way. Like that. So we've got 2 card bases ready to go. Alright, so let's put those to one side. We're going to do some stamping. We're going to do some stamping. Now, what we're going to do, one card we're going to stamp the image for the front and colour it. The other, we're just going to cut out an image from the paper here. Okay, so let me put him aside. We're gonna stamp first. We have some basic white cardstock for the insides, for the sentiments for the inside. We've got the 2 pieces, of course, of DSP for the front of each card, there and there. I don't want to lose that blade, that's my scoring blade. I've got a piece to stamp a turtle on, just a scrap of basic white to stamp a turtle on. I've got a piece of balmy blue, which is in the DSP. It's also in the DSP. And I'm going to use one of the dies to cut out a puddle of water, really. I didn't show you the dies at the beginning, the stamps and dies. This is the stamp set we're going to use, the Playing in the Rain. He's the turtle we're going to stamp and colour. You get this beautiful raindrops embossing folder. This is the dies from the set. Now this set of dies is amazing. It's got everything in here. It's got clouds, it's got to cut out the flower shapes, the clouds. There's a bridge die in there. There's a kite. You could make this little guy hold a kite to say, you know, and a happy birthday and whatever. You've got a shape to cut out each of the 3 animals. You've got a die there to cut out a puddle, but it's just a small puddle. I think if I use either the cloud dies or the die that would go around these flowers, that would give me a nice puddle. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use both the sentiments from this stamp set, but I'm also going to use a couple of sentiments from an older stamp set. It's called Special Moments. It's an older celebration set, but it's got lovely sentiments in. So I'm going to use all of those today, and we're going to stamp a turtle, and we are going to colour him. What I've done already is I've done some die cutting already. Okay, the fox is going to go on this shape here, and he's going to be backed in Cajun craze because there's a little bit of Cajun craze in the paper. The turtle that we're going to stamp is going to be stamped on a white circle, and he's going to be backed on mossy meadow because there's mossy meadow green in the stamp, in the paper, and in everything together. Okay, we're going to stamp the turtle in Memento Black, and we're going to colour him in just a minute. Oh, nice. Stamped. Now, let me put the lid on that. And then we're going to stamp the sentiment in olive green. And what we've got for a sentiment for him, it says, "Oh happy day," for the front of the card, and the inside is going to say, "Where would I be without a friend like you?" So we've got some olive green ink here, and the "Oh happy day" is going to be stamped right over to the side. There. And the inside, "Where would I be without a friend like you?" That's on green. We'll keep him. There's a Cajun craze. Thanks. And for the inside, we've got "Rainy days are better with you." There, "Rainy days are better with you." There. So I think that's all the stamping we've got to do. We've got to colour this piece. And one other thing we have to do, we have to cut out a fox. So I'm just going to cut into this piece of paper. Cut out a fox. Like that. And I'm going to bring in the mini cut and emboss machine. Got some plates here. Now I've got to find a die, the right die for him, and I think it's this one here. Let me just say, no, that's not right. This one, the one with the umbrella. Is that going to work? Yep, that's going to work for him. I'll do the part with the cardstock, and then we'll do the part with the what is it, clouds. Okay, let's see. There it goes. There's one. There's a cloud, there's a lake, if you will. A couple more clouds. That's going there and that's going there. Oops. And then we have the little fox to cut out. Is he still lined up? I think so. Yes, he's cut out nicely. Okay, we're back to having room to work. So now we've got to colour in a little turtle, and we have some alcohol markers. We have light and green Old Olive, and we have light and green Mango Melody. Now I just need something to rest on so that I can, so that my colours, my ink is not going to go through onto my mat underneath. So we're going to use the pencil point on the marker. You've got a pencil point and a brush point. We're going to use the pencil point, quickly colour in a shell. I'm just colouring this in quickly. I'm not going to colour the flower, I'll just maybe do the centre of the flower with a little yellow dot. And then we're going to colour the other parts of the turtle in Mango Melody. Now we've got some light Mango Melody and dark. I'm going to start with a light, but I think it's too light, so I'm going to just change right now to the dark Mango Melody, again using the pencil tip. Yeah, that's just a little more colour in there. There. Sometimes the darker markers are a little bit too dark. Get that? Or a little bit too dark, so I always like to start off with the lighter shade of the marker. You can always colour the lighter up with a darker colour, but you can't really lighten up a colour. There. Now what I should have done, I should have coloured this first, because now I have to get the mini cutout out again, because I need to cut him out, you see, because he's going on the front of the card. So let me just do this and this. Let's see if we can get him. Which one is he? That would be this one. See if this will work this time. Yes, it works perfect this time. Punch my little turtle out, keep him there. So we're ready to put these cards together. So let's just take this one. And I'm going to use liquid glue so that I can slide it around if I need to. Let's have a look which goes which way. This goes this way. Now, so liquid glue, and let's see. There's my mat. Now you have to pay attention because you when you're doing this part, because you've got to get the different halves on. You want both of your different halves of your paper to show, different sides of your paper to show. This piece, we want this to show, so we have to put the glue on this side. So there's one done. Just turn it over, give it a little extra press, and then we'll do this one in the opposite direction. We'll have the umbrellas at the top and the flowers on the bottom. So umbrellas at the top, so there's the two parts there. And this is the fox we cut out, and we've got the insides for the cards. This is the inside for this. We should have about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. There. This is going to get glued down here, like that. Now the fox, we have to be able to see the thanks, so we're going to put the fox up there, just off the card a little bit, and then we can choose to use maybe a puddle if we want to, but I think we'll use the clouds. I think we'll use the biggest cloud, and we'll glue that down. Let's see, do we want to go in this way? Oops. I think we'll move it right over like that. So he's just sort of hanging off the edge of the label a little bit. So let's glue this down. Get that up straight so I can get my fox on there straight. And I'm just gluing him down flat as well. Because he's going to hang off the edge of the label a little bit, I'm not going to put glue on his tail. There. And then we're going to put this on the front of the card like this to hold the card closed. So I think this piece is going to go up on dimensionals. Okay, let me see. There. So there's one. We're on to the next card. Let's get this on the inside. Okay, so we've got that for the inside. We're going this way. The turtle's going to stick on here like this. So I think we'll put the turtle down flat. This end is going to stick on here so it can be glued on this side. And again we'll put this piece up on dimensionals, but this piece I think we'll put on the bottom half of the card so he can go on there like that. Stick him up on dimensionals. Slide that down again. So we want to go from about here to the top of the turtle. Let's put one more just in there. Yeah, it's not quite straight. There we go. So there we have it, two little cards, two nice little cards. You know, every card doesn't have to just take you 5 minutes to make. Some days they just take a bit longer than you planned. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, copy and share these cards if you'd like to, and if you use the Stampin' Up, if you do sell your cards, use the Stampin' Up Angel stamp, which just says all the supplies used were Stampin' Up supplies. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week. Bye.